Courtney, that was bloody fantastic.
Thank you.
Let me tell you something, Courtney. Something has changed in you. Trust me. In the time you were on the show last year to now, your interaction with the audience, the confidence. I think this has been my favorite performance of you so far.
Imagine stepping onto the America's Got Talent stage at just 13 years old. The lights are blinding. Thousands of people are watching. And sitting only a few feet away is Simon Cowell, a man famous for crushing dreams just as quickly as he creates stars. Most contestants hope for applause. A few hope for a standing ovation. But when Simon Cowell looks genuinely stunned, you know something extraordinary has happened. That was exactly what happened when Courtney Hadwin walked onto the AGT stage in 2018. At first glance, she looked terrified. Quiet. Shy. Like a nervous schoolgirl who had somehow wandered onto one of the biggest stages in the world. Then the music started. Within seconds, everything changed. The timid teenager vanished, replaced by a powerhouse performer with a voice that sounded decades older than her age. The audience erupted. The judges stared in disbelief. And millions of viewers around the world suddenly wanted to know one thing. Who is Courtney Hadwin? For a moment, it seemed like her future was already written. She had the talent. She had the attention. She even had Simon Cowell backing her career. But fame doesn't always lead where people expect. The spotlight that launched her career would eventually become something much heavier to carry. So what really happened after America's Got Talent? Why did one of the show's most unforgettable contestants seemingly disappear? And where is she now? To understand that story, we have to go back long before the standing ovations, the record deals, and the international headlines. Because Courtney Hadwin was never supposed to be an overnight success. She grew up in Heselden, a small village in northeast England, far away from the glamour of Hollywood and the music industry. Life there was simple. There were no celebrity connections. No major opportunities waiting around the corner. Just a young girl with a remarkable voice and a dream that seemed almost impossible. Music entered Courtney's life early. Like many talented singers, she spent countless hours singing around the house, experimenting with different sounds and slowly discovering what her voice could do. But one moment changed everything. After watching another young performer achieve success on a televised talent competition, Courtney began imagining herself on a stage one day. That dream quickly became an obsession. She practiced constantly. She joined theater programs. She attended vocal classes whenever possible. And whenever an opportunity appeared, she grabbed it. One of her earliest public performances happened during a school open mic event. The reaction shocked everyone. Classmates who had never heard her sing suddenly realized there was something special about her voice. A recording of the performance spread quickly around the local community, attracting attention from people who couldn't believe such a powerful sound was coming from someone so young. Soon, Courtney was performing anywhere she could. Talent shows, local competitions, community events, even busking. Every performance became another step toward a larger goal. Her family played a huge role in making that possible. While many young performers eventually give up because of costs and travel demands, Courtney's parents did everything they could to support her ambitions. Long drives to auditions became normal. Weekend competitions became routine. Every opportunity required sacrifice. But they believed in her. And that belief kept pushing her forward. As her confidence grew, so did her reputation. Competition after competition, Courtney started making a name for herself. Judges consistently praised her unusual voice. Audiences remembered her long after performances ended. And before long, larger opportunities began appearing. One of the biggest came when she joined The Voice Kids UK. For many young singers, simply reaching that stage would have been a dream come true. But Courtney didn't just participate. She stood out. Her performances carried a raw energy that made people pay attention immediately. Week after week, she advanced further into the competition, proving that her earlier successes weren't lucky breaks. She was the real thing. By the time her run ended, she had already built a growing fan base and gained valuable experience performing under pressure. Most importantly, she had learned something crucial. She belonged on big stages. What nobody knew at the time was that an even bigger opportunity was about to arrive. Across the Atlantic, producers from America's Got Talent were searching for fresh talent. They wanted performers capable of creating unforgettable television moments. And eventually, their search led them to a teenage girl from a small English village. The invitation would change everything. In 2018, Courtney traveled to America and stepped onto the AGT stage. What happened next became television history. The moment she appeared, nobody expected much. Even Simon Cowell admitted later that she seemed incredibly nervous. She barely spoke above a whisper. She looked uncomfortable. The audience wasn't sure what to expect. Then the backing track started. And within moments, the room exploded. Her performance of Hard to Handle transformed the entire atmosphere. The shy teenager who had walked onto the stage suddenly became a fearless performer bursting with energy and confidence. The audience jumped to its feet. The judges stared in shock. And Simon Cowell delivered a reaction that would become one of the most memorable moments of the season. He compared her transformation to a lion. It perfectly captured what everyone had just witnessed. Howie Mandel was so impressed that he slammed the golden buzzer, sending Courtney directly through to the live shows. The audience erupted. Gold confetti filled the air. And Courtney's life changed forever. Almost overnight, her audition became one of the most talked about performances in AGT history. Millions of people watched the video. Social media exploded. News outlets covered her story. Fans compared her to legendary rock and blues singers. Suddenly, the teenager from Heselden wasn't just a local talent anymore. She was an international sensation. As the competition continued, Courtney kept delivering memorable performances. Each round strengthened her reputation. Each appearance expanded her audience. By the time she reached the finals, many viewers believed they were watching a future superstar. Although she didn't win the competition, the exposure was worth far more than any trophy. America's Got Talent had introduced Courtney Hadwin to the world, and the music industry had taken notice. Waiting just beyond the finale was an opportunity that seemed too good to refuse. Simon Cowell wanted to sign her. For a young artist with dreams of a music career, it felt like the beginning of everything she had worked for. Unfortunately, it would also mark the beginning of challenges nobody saw coming. For most young artists, getting signed by a major record label is the dream. It's the moment everything is supposed to fall into place. The talent has been discovered. The hard work has paid off. And the future suddenly looks limitless. That was exactly how things seemed for Courtney Hadwin after America's Got Talent. Fresh off one of the most memorable performances in the show's history, she had become one of the hottest young talents in music. Industry executives saw enormous potential. Fans were demanding new music. And Simon Cowell was ready to help launch her career. Shortly after AGT, Courtney signed a recording deal with Simon's label, Psycho Music, in partnership with Arista Records. On paper, it looked perfect. She was still only a teenager, but now she had the backing of one of the biggest names in entertainment. The opportunities were endless. Or at least, that's how it appeared from the outside. Behind the scenes, reality was far more complicated. Suddenly, the world that had once revolved around school, family, and local performances was replaced by meetings, schedules, recording sessions, and expectations. Lots of expectations. The problem wasn't that people doubted her talent. It was the opposite. Everyone believed she could become a star. And because of that, everyone seemed to have an opinion about what kind of star she should be. Producers had ideas. Executives had ideas. Managers had ideas. Songwriters had ideas. Everyone wanted to shape the next phase of Courtney Hadwin's career. The only problem was that Courtney herself was still figuring out who she wanted to be. She had spent years developing a unique style built on raw emotion and powerful vocals. But the music industry isn't always interested in uniqueness. It often prefers formulas, predictability, songs that fit neatly into existing trends. And before long, Courtney found herself caught between two worlds. One was the artist she naturally wanted to become. The other was the version of her that the industry believed could sell records. For a teenager, that's an incredibly difficult position to be in. Most people spend years discovering who they are. Courtney was being asked to make those decisions while millions of people were watching. Recording sessions became increasingly demanding. Instead of simply singing for the love of music, Every song suddenly carried pressure. Would fans like it? Would the label approve? Would it be successful? Questions like those can slowly drain the joy out of creativity. And for Courtney, that pressure was starting to build. The fame wasn't slowing down either. Her AGT performances continued attracting new viewers. Media outlets wanted interviews. Fans wanted updates. Everyone wanted more. But nobody seemed to ask whether she had enough time to simply be a teenager. As months passed, Courtney found herself spending more time inside studios and less time doing the things that had originally made her fall in love with music. The excitement that once fueled her ambition began giving way to exhaustion. And eventually, people started noticing something strange. She was becoming quieter. Her social media activity slowed. Public appearances became less frequent. Updates became rare. Fans who had followed her journey from the beginning began asking questions. Where was Courtney? What happened after AGT? Why did it feel like one of the show's biggest stars had suddenly disappeared? The rumors arrived almost immediately. Some people assumed there were conflicts behind the scenes. Others believed she had stepped away from music entirely. A few even imagined dramatic explanations that had no basis in reality. But the truth was much simpler. Courtney wasn't disappearing. She was trying to find herself again. The pressure of fame had arrived so quickly that she barely had time to process what was happening. Instead of constantly pushing forward, she began pulling back. And that decision may have saved her career. Because for the first time in years, she finally had space to ask an important question. What kind of artist did she actually want to be? As she moved further away from the spotlight, another change quietly unfolded. The relationship between Courtney and the massive entertainment machine that had surrounded her began fading. From the public's perspective, Simon Cowell had been one of her biggest supporters. After all, he was the man who recognized her talent and helped sign her to a major label. But talent competitions often create a misleading image. Viewers see emotional moments on television and assume lifelong mentorships are being formed. In reality, the business moves fast. New contestants arrive. New seasons begin. The spotlight shifts. And eventually, attention moves elsewhere. Simon continued doing what he had always done, discovering new talent and producing new shows. Meanwhile, Courtney was facing a very different challenge. She was trying to rebuild her identity as an artist. Not as a television contestant. Not as a viral sensation. Not as the teenager everyone compared to rock legends. Just Courtney. For a while, that process happened almost entirely out of public view. There were no major headlines. No dramatic announcements. Just a young musician quietly working through one of the most important transitions of her life. And slowly, things started changing. Instead of trying to fit into someone else's vision, she began creating music that reflected her own experiences. The anger, the confusion, the pressure, the self-discovery, all of it found its way into her songwriting. The result was something far more personal than anything she had created before. These songs weren't designed to impress television audiences. They weren't built around industry expectations. They were honest. And for the first time in years, Courtney felt connected to her music again. One of the biggest turning points came when she began collaborating with producer Kevin Bowe. Unlike the high-pressure environment she had experienced earlier in her career, this partnership focused on artistic freedom. There was room to experiment, room to fail, room to discover. Most importantly, there was room for Courtney to be herself. That freedom transformed her creative process. The music became darker, more emotional, more vulnerable. Instead of hiding behind expectations, she leaned into her own experiences. Fans immediately noticed the difference. The artist who emerged from this period felt more confident, more authentic, and more determined than ever before. She wasn't trying to recreate her AGT success. She was building something entirely new. And surprisingly, the years that looked like a setback from the outside had actually become a period of growth. The silence had a purpose. It allowed her to mature, to evolve, to understand exactly what she wanted from her career. By the mid-2020s, Courtney Hadwin had reintroduced herself to the world. Not as a child star, not as a reality show contestant, but as an independent artist with complete ownership of her voice. Songs like Monsters, Breakable, and You Only Love Me When I Lie revealed a different side of her artistry. The themes were deeper, the emotions were stronger, and the performances carried a level of honesty that only comes from experience. Critics praised the authenticity. Fans embraced the evolution. And perhaps for the first time since AGT, Courtney appeared genuinely comfortable in her own skin. The journey hadn't been easy. It hadn't followed the fairy tale path many people expected. But maybe that's exactly why it mattered. Because success isn't always about moving in a straight line. Sometimes it's about stepping away long enough to rediscover who you are. Today, Courtney Hadwin continues building her career on her own terms. She still writes, still records, still performs. But now the focus isn't on chasing fame. It's on creating music that means something. The teenager who once stunned millions with a single audition has grown into an artist who understands both the rewards and the costs of success. And perhaps that's the most impressive transformation of all. Looking back, Courtney's story isn't really about a rise and fall. It's about survival. It's about learning that talent alone isn't enough. It's about navigating an industry that often moves faster than the people inside it. Most importantly, it's about finding your own voice after spending years hearing everyone else's. The world first met Courtney Hadwin as a shy 13-year-old who shocked America. But the woman she's becoming today may be far more remarkable than the child star who first captured everyone's attention. Because this time, the story belongs entirely to her. And after everything she's been through, that's exactly how she wants it. What do you think about Courtney Hadwin's journey from AGT sensation to independent artist? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next upload.